Welcome everybody to NBL Live for this preseason exhibition of our Grid Development League between the Seattle Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers. Welcome everybody, I'm Sonny Weaver. Alongside of me today is Doughboy as we get ready for this preseason exhibition matchup. NFC West battle going on tonight here from two of our Grid members. Should be an interesting matchup here. We got two newer guys to the Grid Development League. If you're not familiar, Grid is the development league of NBL, so should get NBL-style play tonight with a couple young guys looking to prove themselves. Doughboy, what are you looking for in this matchup?
I'm really looking to see how the two D-lines do. San Francisco's invested a lot of picks in the D-line in the past few drafts, and that 3-4 with Navarro Bowman, and Seattle's aging a little bit. I want to see if Carlos Hyde can make some gaps and get some run plays on this tough Seattle defense.
So they're going to get the kickoff up, and it's going to be down in the end zone. Just a reminder for everybody this year, new rule change does have the ball coming out to the 25-yard line. So we're going to see less returns out of the end zone this year. So San Francisco is going to come out to the 25-yard line. It's going to be a first taste of Colin Kaepernick for the season here on NBL Live. Doughboy, Colin Kaepernick not had the greatest year last year. They've got Chip Kelly in this offense. Carlos Hyde, I think, is going to be the big winner this year from this Chip Kelly offense. Do we think we're going to get a lot of running early, or is it going to be more of a spread-it-out gunning attack?
Oh, I think we're definitely going to get a run early, open up the play action.
So it is going to be a handoff on first down. It's going to be to Carlos Hyde, who breaks a counter out to the 27-yard line. 28, they're going to give him on the play for a gain of 3. First play of the game. Now the Seattle Seahawks defense obviously is anchored by Richard Sherman and that back-end secondary, Cam Chancellor, Earl Thomas, and you've got a question mark there on the left-hand side, and I think that's where you're going to expect to see Colin Kaepernick attack. So they do come out dollar formation, Kaepernick under center, Hyde in the backfield. Going to be a handoff up the middle, but that's going nowhere as they collapse quick on Carlos Hyde, and he gets nothing on the play. Set up a 3rd and 8 here for Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah, the San Francisco line has fallen apart in the past few years. They still got a bookend tackle, but their interior line with the loss of Upati and a few other guys have made it accessible to get tackles for loss much easier now.
3rd and 8, Kaepernick's going to set up in the shotgun set, 3 wide to the left. You got your tight end flanked in close to the right, McDonald. Drones in the backfield. Kaepernick's going to motion him from right to left, changing the protection. Kaepernick drops back on the play, looking to the left hand. Nope, cross to the right-hand side of the field, and that's into double coverage as Kaepernick comes off the field. Probably disappointed in that read as it was double coverage to Ellington. So San Francisco goes 3 and out, forced the punt on the play. Legion of Boom doing their job, and Russell Wilson's going to get the ball back after a short punt by San Francisco. It's going to get returned from the 40 to the 50 and down at the 46-yard line of San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah, that crossing route and double coverage is dangerous. You need to spend a little more time, stay in the pocket, and read the defense. Colin Kaepernick has something to prove this season, see if he can be a starting quarterback.
Russell Wilson comes out. It's going to be a single back set. Handoff to Rawls. Rawls makes a move to the outside, cuts back inside. Beautiful run by Thomas Rawls, and that's going to be a touchdown. 46 yards on the first play of the game. And this Seattle Seahawks offense getting some damage done early with the running game.
Yeah, Marshawn Lynch, who with Thomas Rawls in the game, he's having a great game to start, first run.
So, big play, first down for Seattle. San Francisco not quite ready on that run defense. And Seattle's going to punch it through for the extra point, going up 7-0 here early on NBL Live. Now, Doughboy, these are Grid guys, and so Grid players are new to the NBL family. Normally, it's our development league. It's where guys really kind of cut their teeth to make it into NBL. What are some things that maybe people watching may not have a use, or may not be used to, I should say, from other leagues looking at NBL? Maybe some different rules or different ways we approach the game.
I know from firsthand experience when I got in last Madden, it's by far play selection and a variety of play calls. You got to be able to mix it up and not run the same play. And it becomes challenging at first to change how you've always done Madden because, we all are used to the 3 or 4 money plays over and over again, but we really, really want people calling new plays and running new types of offenses.
So on first down there, Kaepernick goes play action, tries to take a shot downfield, nothing there, barely escapes without getting sacked, and that was a big amount of pressure there from Seattle on first down. To what you were saying, yes, so in NBL, what a lot of people aren't used to is the fact that we expect you to expand your playbook. We don't allow people to run the same play more than once on offense, and that can oftentimes create some confusion for newer players, but it's something that we believe helps you expand your gameplay. So here, as you'll see, Kaepernick set up in shotgun, looking downfield into coverage. That should have been picked off. Kaepernick trying to throw the seam route to the slot. Nothing happening there. I'm not sure that San Francisco is really going to be able to attack downfield against this secondary. They don't have the greatest weapons on offense, so maybe consider something more underneath on early downs instead of getting in this 3rd and 10 situation that's going to really rely on you pushing the ball downfield into the heart of this defense. Hyde on first down does get a handoff. It's going to be a 1-yard gain. San Francisco is struggling early here on NBL Live. They're going to be forced to punt here on 4th and 9.
Yeah, and we go right back to play calling. You run a streak, but don't really look for the open receiver, and then you run a sweep with a power back on 3rd down and 10. It just doesn't make much sense to me.
Another short punt here for San Francisco. This time they're going to get it to the San Francisco 48-yard line. And so that is what the grid is here for. The grid is here to let guys learn how to play the game. A lot of work going on as far as play calling and so forth. But being part of the development league, you do get the NBL guys to lean on a little bit and kind of help you advance your game. So hopefully, as this game goes on and as more games go on, we see some improvements here. First down, Russell Wilson's going to set up under center, the weak set. You got 2 tight ends out to the right. 1 wide receiver split out wide left. Motion from left to right. It's going to be another handoff to Rolls, who has a big hole but runs into his own blocker and gets brought down for a gain of 3 on the play.
So we all talk about how great the Seattle defense is and their offense is loaded, but their offensive line is suspect, and right now they're playing like a unit, opening up some big holes, but I think it's going to come and haunt them in the division. They really don't have any offensive linemen. What's your thoughts, Sonny?
Yeah, so their interior offensive line specifically is where they really struggle. Seattle's doing a good job as of right now, playing to the outsides a little bit more, gaining the edge and working around. I'd like to see how it works, maybe running up the middle, but so far the outsides have been there. As a Russell Wilson completion across the middle to Doug Baldwin for 10 yards is going to move the sticks to the 35-yard line. Jermaine Kearse is going to move the sticks to the 35-yard line, give the Seattle Seahawks a first down on the play. Now, San Francisco, as far as defense is concerned, they do have a decent amount of weapons on that defensive side. They've got Navarro Bowman, you've got Eric Armstead, you've got DeForest Buckner, who you spent some picks on. So
huge sack right there while you're talking about that. That
is a big play, and we were just talking about that defense. There's another one, Ahmad Brooks. So they do have some players on the defense. I think it's the secondary that you really have to question for the 49ers. So surprising they reel off the quick run early on in this game, but they do seem to be getting some pressure on them now as the game goes on. So once again, for you guys watching at home, you've got Deca Dog playing as the 49ers. You've got Porter as the Seahawks, 2 members of the Grid Development League of NBL. So make sure you enjoy the broadcast here. You're getting some NBL-esque gameplay here. Obviously, there could be some issues left or right. Nothing big, but these guys are just learning to play in the NBL. So this sets up a 3rd and 17, and not where you want to be in the down and distance chart. 3rd and 17, there's not a whole lot of plays in the playbook for this, so expect to see hopefully a check down rather than trying to push it downfield and maybe try to get into field goal range. Russell Wilson comes out in the shotgun set. You got Jimmy Graham close to the left. Lockett in the slot to the right. Wilson with time, but he gets hit, and there's that pressure we were talking about from the 49ers.
Yeah, one of the big things I saw right there, and it's something that everyone's going to have to work with, is pocket play with the QB. The further you drop back, the easier it is for the outside linebackers or defensive ends to come off the edge and strip sack and fumbles. You really have to stay in the pocket longer in this Madden.
Yeah, it's important that you climb the pocket. You take your drop back. Historically, there have been issues in leagues with guys taking drop backs that are, 7-10 yards deep, and it's really not realistic. You want to stay about as deep, maybe slightly deeper than your tackles are coming back in the pocket so you can step into it. When you step past the tackles, you end up giving up those rushers looping around the end. So that punt's going to go into the end zone for a touchback. Now remember, on touchbacks for punts, it does still come out to the 20-yard line. So the San Francisco 49ers are going to get to start from the 20-yard line here. It's been kind of rough. San Francisco's not having a lot of luck early. Maybe a play action, something short, not such a deep shot downfield.
Yeah, I would get Hyde warmed up, get a couple run plays, and then look for the deep ball to Torrey Smith if it was me right now. We got a flood formation, though. I think we're going to see some corner routes.
Kaepernick checks at the line. It's going to be a trap up the middle, and the running game just not happening for the 49ers. I'm not real familiar with the offensive line. I know they had a lot of turnover a couple years ago in San Francisco, so not sure they've got a ton of running capabilities against the Seattle front, which is a very good defense in itself. I think the short passing game may have to become their running game. Maybe some dink and dunks to try to get this game going for them, because they've got 1 yard of offense right now, and that's not very productive.
Yeah, definitely not the way you want to start a game.
Kaepernick under center, dropping back, does throw the screen pass, but he jukes into his own guy, and that's not good. They had an open move to the outside. Quentin Patton jukes into the inside rather than breaking outside, hits his own guy, and just gets a short gain, what probably could have been a first down on the play.
Yeah, that's a turbo juicer right there. You can't go turbo happy right away. You won't be able to move.
So you get Seattle in a quarter set, which is not where you want to have them. Kaepernick's dropping back. You got Patton crossing underneath, but he does make the comeback route on the outside, and that's a good play, good throw there, and it's going to be a first down on the play for San Francisco.
Yeah, I think he would have got more yards too, but he was throwing on his back foot there. Kind of had to come back and grab it and head out of bounds.
Yeah, you would think you would think you would have a little room to maybe turn that upfield, but with that comeback, the way the momentum goes, can't always get moving again. But good route running there by Torrey Smith, who's not known for that really in his career. Smith to the left, Patton to the right. Weak close set here. Kaepernick under center, Hyde in the backfield. Kaepernick looks to be trying to motion a fullback out to the side there, trying to create some space maybe. Seattle goes out to match them. Goes into triple coverage. Somehow that is dropped. Bad read there. I think that read was made before he ever snapped the ball. It was going to that guy from the start.
That looked like a game of 500 right there, and Seattle failed to score any points.
Kind of strange that Richard Sherman didn't catch that ball. Sherman pretty good at playing the ball, pretty good hands. Surprised that nothing happened there, especially in that triple coverage. Maybe it's time for the 49ers to look at some sort of option play. Maybe use Kaepernick's legs a little bit, because the standard running game's not having much effect, and the passing game hasn't been effective either, as it's going to be a play action here. Rush, it's going to be a sack and a fumble picked up by Staley. The big lineman recovers the fumble, but Kaepernick getting pressure in his face almost immediately, it seems, on every play.
Yeah, that's the strip sack that's all too common if you try and throw the ball when you're getting pressure. You're going to have to learn to take the sack.
So, San Francisco continues to struggle here on offense. Obviously, these teams aren't evenly matched. The San Francisco team, one of probably the lesser-rated teams in Madden this year. The Seattle team, like normal, is one of the top teams. So, frankly, it's not surprising. However, the play so far of the San Francisco team has been a little less than, I guess I would say, average. Probably not going to try to push it downfield here on 3rd and 24. At least I would not, because you're not going to make that up against the secondary. Get what you can. Play the punt and see where we go. As Kaepernick drops back, he is looking downfield.
He had a guy wide open coming down the middle of the field.
Yeah, that inside post route, that was wide open, and instead he went for the deep crosser. Gonna have to make your reads if you want to beat this defense.
Probably the smart play to try and pick it up, but they don't get it, and now the defense goes
So here we got another punt from the 49ers. Let's see if Seattle can get some return here.
And that's the first punt of the night for San Francisco that's looked decent. Lockett makes a move to the outside. He's going to get chased down 50 yards, shoved out of bounds at the 48.
Yeah, I think Tyler Lockett's going to be a breakout star for the Seattle Seahawks this season. He's primed and ready playing the slot. Fast, quick, good route runner. Develop him, one-year pro.
So Seattle found success early on with Thomas Rawls in the running game. Since then, not a ton of success. You get this wide open side of the field here. I expect maybe a run here. Instead, it's going to be a pass crossing across the middle of the field. Looks like it's going to be to number 15, Curse, again on the play. So 2 completions by Russell Wilson so far in this game. A lot of short underneath stuff across the middle of the field. Surprised we didn't get to see a run to the outside there, as that's kind of been Seattle's bread and butter up to this point. But with that being said, San Francisco showed an ability in the last possession to slow him down. So we'll see how this chess match continues to progress.
Yeah, so far this season, you're going to see a lot more passing right now than running, trying to get used to these new routes and type of style of play from the Madden 17.
Wilson gets the play off. Shotgun, deep drop, thrown across the center of the field. Once again to Curse. Curse catches the ball. It's going to be down to the 11-yard line. Well, excuse me, that wasn't a cross. It looks like it was in maybe a deep corner there. That's interesting on the play. So Wilson's taking a deep drop, and we talked about that just a second ago about stepping back deeper than your pocket. If I'm San Francisco here, I may look to control an outside linebacker, try to take a long looping approach at the quarterback and see if I can't get to him here.
Yeah, it almost looked like a dig route that he ran. I wonder if he led past that to get them to curve in.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird way from based on the play art how that ended up. So Wilson's going to drop back, deep drop, throw into the screen. Pressure, but he's going to make it into the end zone, and that's a touchdown for Seattle. So Seattle makes short work on this possession again. Good field position all night for the Seahawks. San Francisco has got to find a way to at least get down the field and make them have to drive, because they've not had to go past their own 50 yet this game.
Yeah, this is a make it or break it run right here. They need to get down the field and get at least a field goal to get some confidence up.
So Ellington's going to take
this. And
this
that's not the way to start it off. Huge hit. Return for a touchdown.
Yeah, Ellington brings that one out. Probably misguided bringing that out so shallow in the end zone. He wasn't going to make it back to 25 anyways, but he gets blown up on the play, and so Seattle just piling it on at this point. San Francisco is going to have to figure something out quicker. This could turn into a blowout here on NBL Live.
So let me ask you, Sonny, you've been playing for a little while, and this is the first year with the 25-yard line for a touchback. What's your take on running it out and not running it out? If it's deep in the end zone, are you taking the 25 yards?
I think I'm probably taking the 25 yards in most cases. I think there'll be very few times to try to come out. It just seems that unless you have an elite returner, it's really not worth the option there to try it. So I'll probably take a lot of kneels. Now, on a short kick that's maybe right on the line of the end zone, I may decide to bring it out, but anything more than a yard or two back, I'm probably just going to take the knee.
Yeah, I have to agree as well.
So we get Kaepernick out here again for another drive. Hopefully this one works a little better than the others. It's going to be a handoff up the middle for a decent gain on first down, about 5 yards for Carlos Hyde. So that's the first real running they've had this game so far. Like I said earlier, I'd really like to see Kaepernick maybe try to pull out an option or two, because I think those guys are collapsing down hard on that inside handoff. Maybe take that once or twice just to keep the defense honest.
Yeah, I really haven't seen many options plays, but I know that Colin has the legs to do it. He also can throw on the run pretty well.
Kaepernick dropping back. Pressure coming from the left. Throws out to the left, and it's intercepted. The cornerback blitz was coming. Kaepernick sees the pressure and just gets rid of it. Unfortunately, he gets rid of it right into the heart of the defense. There is a time to take a sack, and that probably was the time. This year, it's going to be an important deal to take sacks when needed, and really, that would have been one of those times. Good play action there by Wilson and his short completion, but that is one of the new features this year. Madden is really biting on that play action, and it had me fooled there on that play.
Yeah, most definitely. The play action is really good right now. It's juking out all the corners. Another big thing is the route running that they've added to the game.
Rawls is going to take that up the field for a couple yards on the play.
As you noticed from the last pick the 49ers threw, the guy was doing an out route cut, and he threw it thinking that the receiver was going to make the full cut. But if they don't have good route running, the corners are going to be able to jump it.
Yeah, and that's an important thing this year is the route running. It's a lot more crisp, and if your guy doesn't have that in them, you're going to have some issues. So it helps create some better realistic matchups between those wide receivers and cornerbacks. So Wilson throwing on third down, and that's going to be a completion down to the 21-yard line. Decadog bringing the pressure there with San Francisco on 3rd and 3. I get it, but you really haven't gotten there. Wilson's playing on the shotgun. He gets a pretty good drop back, maybe play back there, lay back, play a hard under with the new zones. Good completion there by Wilson down to the 2-yard line. Good throw, good reception there. And there's Doug Baldwin for the first catch of the night.
It never loses its luster for me. Doug Baldwin.
Yeah, the corner route's always deadly against cover one man. If you wait for him to break them outside, it's almost a guaranteed catch.
You know, in Madden's past, possibly, I feel like if you've got the right guys this year, though, man can stand up to the corner and see routes. So that's good to see. As Seattle goes ahead and punches this in, Seattle goes up 27-0 as we wait for the kick here.
First half touchdowns, and the Seahawks add on to their lead.
And he's going to shank the kick. So it's going to stay 27-0. Another new feature of Madden this year is the new kicking meter, which has caused some issues for some people, but I think over time people will pick that up. Make sure you don't go over that white bar. Put it just under it. You'll be okay.
I think once people get used to it, it's definitely going to add an element to the game that wasn't there before. Same thing with punting. The whole special teams makeover is going to help add more realistic features to the CFM franchise.
So Ellington kind of breaks that rule what we were just talking about and only gets out to the 16-yard line. So it leaves 9 yards of hidden field there on the turf. And that's a problem here for an offense that really hasn't been able to muster up much of anything so far tonight.
You have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Kaepernick play action. You know, not sure how effective play action really is when you haven't been able to run much tonight, but, you know, it's worth a try, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's more running the smart, quick passes, but he needs to get his receivers and tight end into the game.
A lot of cover 2 so far by Seattle on early downs. Maybe exposing that with some sort of deep post early on could be a good way to do that. As Kaepernick lines up here, pistol set.
Yeah, the last time they ran an inside post, it was open. I would go back for that, for sure.
So Kaepernick finally runs the read option. Unfortunately, he's running into a blitz. He still made the wrong read there, but I'm not sure what really helped as there was a second blitzer coming behind the read man. So just bad timing there on that. You get Ellington here in the slot here, 2-back set. Kaepernick's going to drop back. Looking outside, throws it, and Sherman should have an interception. And he's not making the read as the post was open there.
The running back was open too.
Yeah, I think the issue here really is San Francisco is just not reading the defense. They're reading the play art before the play. And that's an issue when you get to a certain level, as it looks like he's going to muff another kick here. And that kicking is something he's probably going to have to hit in the skills trainer. But they do get the fumble there, but it's recovered by Seattle. Could have at least got something started there for San Francisco. But as I was saying, San Francisco is going to need to spend some time in the skills trainer, not just reading defense, but also probably working on kicking the football.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the skills trainer, and if you do the passing concepts and passing routes, it helps you a lot. I would recommend anybody coming in to do all the skill trainers.
Now, that was interesting. I thought Seattle recovered that fumble.
I did too.
But I think they said they reviewed it and they gave it to San Francisco. So Little surprised here. Not really sure what's going on the field, but I guess good turn of events for San Francisco.
Yeah, take it when you can get it.
Really weird turn of events here. Obviously, Madden still early on, some glitches going on right now, so sure they'll get all of these ironed out once given enough time, but not unusual for a new release to have some issues. Kaepernick out of the shotgun set, throws it into coverage again, which sounding like I could put this on repeat, but once again, get that cover 2. I'm not sure that San Francisco is really picking up on what his defender is doing to him right now, because that's been pretty apparent throughout this game that he wants to run that cover 2.
Yeah, this goes back to what we try and develop in NBL is the ability to actually look at the defenses from a realistic standpoint. And the post was open again. Talk about a beautiful pass.
Yeah, he gets bailed out a little bit there on the jump ball. That inside post was there. I think we may have seen this play already as well, so may have some work to do on the play calling there, but gets bailed out with the jump ball, and you will get those occasionally, but got to read that defense better here if you're San Francisco, as you had that inside post open. Kaepernick dropping back, does hit the crosser there to, looks like Quentin Patton. So he hits that crosser, set up 2nd and 1 here, 30 seconds left in the half. It'd be nice for San Francisco to score here to at least get a little momentum heading into the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. They got 2 timeouts. They have plenty of time. They just can't afford a turnover.
Kaepernick throws the slant, and that is caught for a touchdown. So, good play there by San Francisco, capitalizing on what could have been a little bit of, you could say, fortunate reffing. And San Francisco, they're going to sneak that one in the goal post, but I thought that was going to be a shank too. While we got a moment here, about 20 seconds left in the half, I want to go ahead and thank one of NBL's sponsors, Web3KS.com. If you're watching us live, obviously you see that awesome graphic there surrounding the video. That's made by our friends at Web3KS.com. They do a lot of graphics here for the NBL network, so make sure you check them out at Web3KS.com. Good affordable prices over there. I definitely suggest you guys check that out. They do a lot of good work. So, we get Russell Wilson out here for 17 seconds. It looks like he's going to come out, just probably kneel this down and head into the halftime with the 27-7 lead in the first half here in San Francisco on NBL Live for this grid exhibition game.
So do we think San Francisco is going to come out with a new game plan for the second half? We'll see if they can make some stuff happen. They're only down 3 touchdowns.
Only 3 touchdowns. That's a very optimistic way to view it. What I would say to that is that's probably a little bit too much to overcome in this game. But what I would be trying to do right here is working on some things, whether that be reading certain defenses better, maybe trying to work the run pass a little bit differently to set some things up. Remember, this is just an exhibition game. It's in the development league, so what you're trying to do here is you're trying to get better, and this is a perfect example here on NBL Live to show the world how you're going to get better from one half to the next. Make some adjustments, and let's see what you can do.
So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here.
First order of business is a stop right here when Seattle gets the ball coming out in the third.
I would agree with that. They're going to have to get a good start. They've struggled to really stop the Seattle offense. What I've noticed, though, is Seattle really has relied a lot on the inside crossing route, so maybe you're looking at some sort of cover 1 or cover 2 defense, really focusing defenders to the inside, because if it hasn't been a run, it's normally been something on the inside.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
Wilson motions the back from left to right. Got time, dumps it off. Good read there as it looks like the fullback sat down. It was the tight end. Sat down inside the zone, and that was a reception. Good read on the play as Nick Vanette gets the first down.
A lot of guys used to be
Yeah, he had all day long when he curled in right there. There was no defender around.
really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to
So
control
the NBL season's about to get started here. It's going to be about a week and a half for those wondering. We're still a couple weeks out from the patch and the roster updates. We obviously aren't going to start until we get all the bugs worked out here for Madden. Like we said, it's a new game and bugs are to be expected, so we're going to wait for our friends here at EA to get us set up before we start NBL. But make sure you check back out throughout the season NBL Live, as we will be doing live broadcasts for NBL games throughout the season. As I've mentioned, this is a grid game, so this is our development league, but you can make sure to check us out on NBL Live for gameplay throughout the season as Wilson gets smacked there. Little post shot brings 6. There were 6 blockers, but they still got there, setting up a 3rd and 10 here for Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, if it wasn't a play action, I think he would have had a huge down the field attack with the passing game, but they just had enough time with the play action to get to him.
3rd and 10 here for the Seahawks offense, which has had a pretty good track record, I should say, of converting. I'm thinking maybe a slot. We'll see the formation here. It comes out there in a tight formation. I'm going to go ahead and say it's going to be an outward breaking route, some sort of corner route here. Oh, and it was the crosser. They did have the 2 corners on the left-hand side, but they did have the crosser. And that's kind of that weird outside corner, skinny corner route there that we saw earlier that didn't quite match the play art that we thought we saw them throw earlier in this game.
So going back to talking about Madden 17, it just dropped last week. Actually, it dropped Tuesday, but the early access. But what's been your favorite feature so far playing the game, Sonny?
There's a lot of them. One of the things I've really appreciated is the line play on both sides of the ball, as far as creating holes and good pressure from the defensive line. There were some complaints in the past about not being able to get pressure in certain defensive packages. I think that's been remedied this year. You get a better pocket created by the offensive line this year. It's just created more realistic gameplay. And then obviously the coverage of the cornerbacks, like I said earlier in this game, it does appear that man will work on some of those outward breaking routes this year. So you're not limited on some of those crucial third downs where you would have seen a lot of cover 3 or other zone plays in the past. So those are kind of the 2 things I've really appreciated here as Seattle's marching down the field with 4 minutes left in the 3rd quarter here on NBL Live. It's going to be a handoff to Rawls. Rawls tries to immediately break out to the outside, but that's not happening. Good play there by the defensive line, bottling up for a loss of 2.
Yeah, from the looks of it, Rawls is easily stepping into the shadow of Marshawn Lynch and trying to take the team on his shoulders. You think he's going to have a good season this year?
Yeah, Rawls, I've seen Rawls played with through a couple different guys, and Rawls has been pretty good throughout the kind of the exhibition season here. We're seeing a lot of good tackle, breaking of tackle here by Thomas Rawls, and I think he's going to be an underrated back this year. I think as far as NBL is concerned, Play a Partner has a really good feel for him right now, and I wouldn't be surprised if he challenges for a rushing title this year.
Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long.
Yeah,
So
I
we
think
get-
the rushing titles.
Team, we have 6
Well, normally I have the rushing title, but I don't think that's going to happen this year. I think Cincinnati's going to lose that this year. Wilson's going to complete that corner pass or corner route down to the 5-yard line. And I think Seattle's becoming a little predictable here. It seems every time they go to those close formations, they've got a couple built-in corner routes to bail them out here. So probably something for Seattle to work on as we go forward.
The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times. Because
Yeah, the corner route was the staple of Matt.
they connected there and
There's time to really work other routes in because they were so successful. But this year, it's actually, I think they did a really good job defending it in some of the new defensive zones.
And that's another good feature, actually. If you go, you can select defenses based on what you're trying to stop. So probably one of the more underrated features that a lot of people don't know about is if you go, if you were to back out of this choose by formation screen that we're seeing now by Decadog, who's choosing based on formation, you can actually choose by which kind of concept you're kind of to defend. So if somebody's constantly running corner routes or constantly running drags, it'll tell you what kind of defense to run. And I think it's probably a feature that more people should use that they're not even aware is in the game.
Absolutely. Use it for a couple games and get used to the plays they kind of call, and then you can go back to your formation choice and be able to notice those plays in your playbook. Just opens up your defensive arsenal.
Yeah, it's a big change for a lot of people that aren't used to it, and I think a lot of people for so many years have run out of that formation that it's kind of become their standard operating procedure. As Russell Wilson, he's going to dump it off there and score that touchdown here, he stepped out at the 1 yard line. That was interesting. There was no one around him.
Yeah, I think that was a mistake.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that happened. That's interesting. So we're going to get him out in a heavy formation here. It's going to be handoff to Rawls, who does find his way in. So as I was saying, Seattle's going to go up here big 33, hoping to hit 34 here to 7 against San Francisco. And they shank the crap out of that field goal. They're going to need to work on kicking as well, it seems like.
There's going to be some games lost for sure on the kicking in Madden 17.
You know, and I'm okay with that. I think kicking is a skill, right? So kicking is something that we've for years not had to worry about at all. The difference between a really bad kicker and a really good kicker was basically nothing. The only thing that you really looked for on a kicker in previous Maddens was kick power. Accuracy made no difference. Whether they were going to shank that kick or not was basically down to user skill, and it really wasn't that hard to do. But now what we're seeing is a game where it is a lot of skill, and there is some components to it based on kicking accuracy. So I think it's more realistic now to have this. Obviously, the miss rates are going to be high to start, but I think over time they're going to come back down, and we're going to get a really nice feature for this year's Madden.
Yeah, I think everything's going to get a lot smoother after the first season. First season of CFM always sees owners getting used to their team and the plays they want to call. But it's going to be real fun and exciting time.
So Kaepernick comes in for Kaepernick here in the blowout, and the first thing they do is a little bootleg pass there. And that's what I've been wanting them to do the whole game, really. I mean, that's really been something that is the best place to attack the Seattle defense. Now you see this defense come out, probably going to be some sort of man blitz here. So let's see if they check something out of it. And they don't. Hyde gets blown up there, and I'm not sure they're going to get that. Excuse me, it ended up being a cover 2 press. It looked like they were playing a little deep off the ball there. I wonder if he checked that or audibled that play right before, because those cornerbacks were a little far off the ball to start.
Yeah, cover 2's been the go-to for Seattle. They're going to have to attack it.
So, fullback dive 4 or 5 yards, and that's another thing this year that has been quite nice. Fullback dive has been toned down a lot. Now, there you get 5 yards. I've seen plenty of plays this year where the guy has gotten completely stuffed for no gain. So, that's another nice thing that they've corrected this year, and kudos to Madden for that, because that was a staple of 16 that really didn't belong in the game.
Another drag route for 1 yard. I'm really looking to see if they're going to be able to hit this post or something to get some first downs going.
I think our stream's falling off a little bit there, but
user in your channel timed out.
Yeah, so 49ers audible and motion the tight end to the left. He's going to do a fake, go down the field. And you got an open receiver across the middle. Good pass by Blaine Gabbert.
A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
We're going to see if the 49ers can move down the field. They subbed in Gabbert. Kaepernick wasn't doing much for them. Now they're going to spend some time trying to get this preseason quarterback battle. See which one they want to start with. So they're going to come out in 3 wide, Hyde on the left. doing an audible to his ex-receiver. And he has him open on the slant. 2 back-to-back nice play calls by the 49ers.
Works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. It's a gain of 9 yards, and it'll be second and about.
This right here is time when you really, in a blowout game, you just want to work on play calling and get some consistent movement going. Don't try and force it. You're really not going to be able to come back. There's not enough time in the game.
Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. Another pistol look here.
49ers come on a pistol. You have Selleck on a nice little flat route for a gain of about 10 yards. 1st and 10 on the 24-yard line.
7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
49ers come out. Shotgun formation. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. There's a nice corner route to his tight end McDonald down to the 6-yard line. Blaine Gabbert, 6 for 6, 63 yards. He's showing his stuff right now, trying to win that starting spot for the regular season in grid.
Corner routes, so difficult to cover.
So they're operating in the red zone.
Seattle's looking like it's coming out with the run blitz formation.
They come up in an
And they're going to sweep to the outside, and they have it. And he's going to step himself in. Untouched. Touchdown. That was a great drive by San Francisco.
Carlos Hyde, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the 49ers make some inroads here on that deficit.
It looks like Doughboy, myself, is going to be calling the rest of the game. Sonny had some technical difficulties. I appreciate everyone tuning in. We got 4 minutes, 31 seconds left in the game. 49ers just scored. Seattle's going to get the ball on the kickoff.
And that'll make this a 19-point game. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away.
Tyler Lockett back to receive. Going to take it out of the end zone. He's going to cut. Fumble. There's a momentum swing right here. Now we got to capitalize. And this goes back to talking about it goes out to the 25-yard line if you take the touchback. I recommend everybody take the touchback. The fumbles are legit in this game. Turnovers are going to happen when you try and run it out. If you're not going to get 25 yards, don't do it.
Backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue.
Beautiful pass. McDonald down to the 1-2 yard line. Blaine Gabbert is just playing lights out.
Adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
So an excellent throw and an excellent catch there.
Zone coverage, which means you just have to find the open.
San Francisco lines up an I formation. Let's see if Hyde's going to run right up the middle behind his fullback. He is, but he gets stuffed. Big hit by number 55. Coming with the middle linebacker gap blitz.
Loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game.
User joined your channel.
Oh, he did make it back in. Sonny, welcome back.
You know, it's funny. I thought you guys were the ones missing, so I've been commentating anyways. Great game we have here, right? With forcing the fumble.
Yeah,
Awesome.
no, it's the best drives you've seen. I was saying Blaine Gabbert's looking like he's trying to win the starting job. 7 for 7, going for his second touchdown.
Yeah, can't complain with Gabbert. I mean, that last drive was awesome. You know, just nice and
There he is, right there.
and easy down the field. And so Blaine Gabbert, I think, is going to be the starter in San Francisco after this here for the grid. You know, preseason football for everybody here got disconnected. Not really sure what happened there. But, hey, we worked that out, and we're back in this game. And it's a pretty exciting game here. Obviously, the score's not too close in the fourth, but Blaine Gabbert's trying to will himself into this game right now. And we'll see how it goes, as they're only going to be down here pending this extra point, 12 points in this game.
Yeah, if they get a turnover, a quick 3 and out, they have some time to play with all their timeouts. Let's see how exciting they can make it.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field.
So they do put it through. You know, actually, the kicking by San Francisco has been a little better, too, this quarter. It's almost like a whole other person's playing the game here in this fourth quarter.
Like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay.
Let's see if Seattle goes conservative, tries to run the clock out, or if they're going to be aggressive, keep them on the toes. They come out of shotgun 4 wide.
Receivers left, 2 to the right. They go play action here on first down. Surveying the field. Complete. Richardson has it. And he's brought down after a good gain. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some
Big pass by Seattle. I don't think the 49ers are in the correct defense. They're playing a 3-4 run blitz. They need to be matching receivers when Seattle goes 4 wide.
Yeah, and that's a big play by Seattle because they're not getting conservative. Conservative is the easy way to go in these cases, but when you get conservative, it's pretty easy to lose these games because you play too stiff and you give the guy a chance to come back. So it's nice to see Seattle still pushing it down the field. Well, and as I say that, obviously they run the ball too. So we'll see here. They're still in a good field position here at the 48-yard line with Russell Wilson setting up underline. He does look to throw this time. Throws across the field, and that's going to be a reception down to the 28-yard line.
A good pickup there of 20 yards. He's played a great game. It continues right there, even with this lead. Confident to throw the pass and have the reception.
Doughboy, what do you think about this Seattle defense? You know, they've up until that last drive been looking pretty good. Any chinks in this armor of this Legion of Boom?
If anything, it's not going to be this season, probably not next season. Seattle is towards the end of their Legion of Boom. They're going to have to draft and replenish and get some young guys developed behind Richard Sherman and Chancellor. Wagner and KJ Wright are going to be stellar linebackers, but Bennett and some of the other defensive players are aging. So it's really going to be drafting to keep their Legion of Boom going on a long-term basis.
So nothing going for Rawls. You know, holding them to a field goal here would be a little bit of a win because a field goal here only makes it a 15-point game, so it still has 2 scores. It doesn't look like San Francisco, though, wants to play the timeout game as they're going to let that clock just keep rolling. So probably going to see Seattle just keep running the ball here and milking this clock. Although, of course, as I say that, they drop back to pass and get sacked. So never know what you're going to get here on NBL Live. It's hard to read some of these guys, especially grid guys coming over. But I'm thinking if I'm Seattle, I probably should have been running that ball there.
No, we don't. And a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to have to put a nickname.
Going to be handoff up the middle down to the 23-yard line. First time we've seen Christian Michael tonight. Decent backup running back. Another strong back, a lot like Rawls. So good recovery there by Christian Michael as Seattle sets up to kick the field goal here. And they've had their struggles tonight.
So this is a 40-yard attempt.
And it looks like he shanked that one again.
And yeah, that's. I think both of our friends here need to go hit that skills trainer because their kicking has been atrocious. If I'm San Francisco, I'm probably wishing I would have called some timeouts there because now you only have 47 seconds left. But with that miss, you really could have been in this game had you maybe called some timeouts.
Looks to be in great shape. He just kind of botched it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, let's see if they can. I was still trying to drive that down the field. See how the 2-minute drive goes.
Well, not the position they want to be in. Still a very, very small chance here. But
Go single back set here. Gabbert in the set. Hyde in the backfield. It's going to be play action. And they are going to drive it downfield. Nope. They check it down. Hyde underneath. Breaking tackles. Going out of bounds. You know, you got Richard Sherman over there against Quentin Patton. I probably would have flipped that play to get Torrey Smith on the other side, who's more of your speedster trying to push downfield rather than Quentin Patton.
That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
So we're going to get to see a little bit more Blaine Gabbert here in the single back set. It's a heavy formation here. play action. Not sure anybody's biting on that right now, but you do get Torrey Smith downfield, and that's going to be picked off by
Earl Thomas.
Earl Thomas, not sure I like taking deep shots against that guy, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do, and that's going to basically do it for San Francisco. My take from the game is, they're good guys. They got a lot to learn, and they'll keep improving. Both guys got things to work on. I suggest they both hit the skills trainer probably sooner than later, at least to focus on the kicking, if nothing else.
Yeah, I'm really happy they stepped up, got on NBL Live. We want to get these guys more actively involved, and I think they're going to improve. I think both of them learned a lot from this game.
Yep, and one more time, I'd just like to thank our sponsor, Web3KS.com. As we mentioned before, he does our backgrounds as well as other graphics here for NBL and NBL Live. So make sure to check him out at Web3KS.com. And as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, we will be broadcasting NBL Live games throughout the year. We do run August to August, so make sure you follow us on Twitter at Bomber League. For more information on that, we will make sure to post them all as we put them up. Should get quite a few games in. Like I said, we run August to August this year. We're starting a little late due to some patches we're waiting on, but we should get started the week of September 9th. I'm assuming we'll start the 9th or the 10th. I appreciate everybody tuning in tonight here for this presentation of NBL Live. Doughboy, it's been a lot of fun. Thanks for checking it out with me.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Look forward to more games in the future.
All right, everybody. Well, make sure you subscribe, you follow us on Twitter, and we'll see you next time here on NBL Live.